Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om. Adorations to Lord Krishna, the preceptor of the universe, destroyer of the forces of darkness, and bestower of immortality. Srimad Bhagavad Gita in chapter 11, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, it's a cosmic vision presented to Arjuna by Lord Krishna. It's a Divya Drishti, not normal vision. We have already given you insight into 3 stages. Vibhuti Darshan, seeing glory of God manifesting here and there in this world. Here, there, until it comes everywhere. But that's Vibhuti. Coming to a broader state of mind, mind that is now free of the burden of malas, gross impurities. That mind can now visualize God relating to the entire universe. Just like, think of, you look at a reflected sun confined to a jar of water. That's one vision. Another vision, look at the reflected sun and also look at the sun. And bring into your mind a clarity that is the same sun that has expressed in all reflections, countless reflections. This is a stage of affirmation and visualization. So greater your capacity of affirmation, greater is your progress on the spiritual path. The Vishwarupa Darshan is affirmation at its climax. And simply if you do affirmation, that doesn't mean realization. So Arjuna sees all this, but he has to still go through further integral practice. Keeping that in view, let's enjoy the Gita, this 31st verse. Akhyahi meko bhavanugra rupo namostu te devavara prasida vijñatyumichhami bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. O Supreme God, please tell me who you are with such fierce form. Adorations to you. May you have mercy on me. I want to know your nature. You who are the origin of all beings. I do not know your purpose. This affirmation stage awakens the need of vichar, inquiry. So Arjuna is asking, who are you? If the mind is advanced and enlightened, the idea that God has fierce form, that idea will not enter. God is Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. How can there be fierce form of God? But it is at the stage of lacking enlightenment. And so Arjuna offers adorations to God, prompted by fear that God is so terrible and what he is going to do, that's beyond the imagination of Arjuna. Just like if you were to be in a forest and suddenly see a tiger or a lion looking at you. Another point is brought out that one turns one's mind to God in 4 ways, 4 aspects of bhakti. Artha, when you are under terrible distress and you find there is no help anywhere in the world. That's a fearful environment all over the world. And then you have no choice but to turn to God. Artha bhakti. Artharthi, suddenly you lost the equipments that helped you to live. Artha is material basis. The resources that are needed for your evolution. If those resources are lacking, you pray to God to give you those resources. Very literal meaning is you pray to God for wealth. And wealth has different implications. So, artha, artharthi. Third type is called jignasu. You have become so interested in understanding who am I that you turn to God with devotion, with the intention of attaining knowledge, who am I? And you understand the subtle relationship between devotion and wisdom. Greater the devotion, greater is the opening of window in your heart for wisdom. So that role is jignasu. The final devotee is jnani, one who is enlightened. One who is enlightened, for such a person, the entire world is Siya Ram Mai Sab Jag Jani. Entire world is God. Brahmamayam Jagat. Just like your entire dream world is nothing but yourself. And living in the world as individual, you are in a long dream. In that dream, who is the reality? Whose dream is this entire world? I'm using allegorical language. The entire dream world is nothing but Brahman, God. That understanding enables you to wake up from the long dream of the world process. So Arjuna is seeking mercy. May you have mercy on me. He is seeking to know who God is. I want to know your nature. He wants to attain Jnana state. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravriddho lokan samaro hartumiha pravrittaha ritepi tvam na bhavishyanti sarve yeva sthita pratyanikeshu yodha. Bhagavan Krishna said, I am the mighty, world-destroying time spirit, engaged now in the destruction of the worlds. Even without you, these warriors assembled in hostile armies will not live. It's a very profound statement to understand the deeper meaning. Think of your dream experience. Seer, seen, and sight in your dream. All that is you. Similarly, in this world, you consider yourself as a subject. The world before you is the objective world. Experiences of pleasure and pain, they continue. Three-aspected illusion, seer, seen, and sight. They relate to dream state, not real state. And if you wake up, the divine plan is destroying the entire experience of yours, the three-aspected. Think of waking up from a dream. In dream, you have nice dream going on. You were rejoicing in a palace. And how wonderful pakoras before you. And people were singing and dancing. And suddenly a whisper comes, all this is going to be destroyed. It seems such a terrifying news. But it simply means you are going to wake up. To the unenlightened, it is a state of terror. To the enlightened, it is just all divine. So, that's the implication of the statement, I am the mighty world-destroying time spirit. Kalasya kalam. The destroyer who destroys even time itself. Engaged now in the destruction of the worlds. Worlds are lokas. And essential lokas are three. Bhurloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka. Bhurloka means the world of practical experience. What you see by your eyes, what you hear, and all the works you do in the world, physical world. That's Bhurloka. Bhuvarloka is your mental world, the world of sentiments. Swarloka is your world of understanding. All the three lokas are mixed up, and the soul is entangled by the three lokas. So as long as you are entangled by the three lokas, you are subject to cycles of birth and death. You are a loco. The purpose of life is to have these lokas destroyed. Destroy term is allegorical. Have these lokas effaced. Therefore, sannyasins use the mantra Bhuh sanyastam maya, Bhuva sanyastam maya, Swah sanyastam maya. I am renouncing the three lokas. And in that renunciation lies your practice of religion in the highest way. Just like the best of your duty is when you dream is to wake up. When you are waking up, we are renouncing the three lokas that you experienced in your dream. Follow the same simile. In other words, nothing of the three is real. Your physical world is limited, conditioned by your limited mind and senses. Your emotional world is extremely limited. And your intellectual world is limited. These are all lokas. And souls constantly stay entangled by the three lokas. And that's the predicament of bondage. How to attain liberation, that should enter one's heart. And in that direction, Lord Krishna says, all these lokas are going to be destroyed. Just like all your dream is going to be destroyed. Similarly, all you experience through your conditioned mind in three planes, all must dissolve if you attain enlightenment. So as if purpose of God is to destroy all your lokas. So with unenlightened mind, this activity of destruction in the world is very painful to human mind, frustrating, shocking. But deeper insight is being given. If that destruction were not there, you wouldn't even grow up. Even to grow up, your body has to undergo big changes. A great transfiguration has to occur. The entire cute body of yours as a child, someone has going to grab it, destroy it. So it is a terrible news. But then it is not terrible if you are looking at it with wisdom. So therefore, when you hear the news of deaths, destruction, hurricanes, volcanic eruptions, all types of calamities, you must understand there is a divine purpose behind it. And that purpose is an extremely positive purpose. Even without you, these warriors assembled in hostile armies will not live. And everything that you accomplish in this world by your personality is not your accomplishment. Your ego is deluded. Your personality has been an instrument in divine hand. A spoon should not take up the erroneous notion. A spoon should not shout out, it's I am feeding you. Spoon is just an instrument. The entire personality of yours, your thought, word, and deed, they are being handled by God. So all that you are accomplishing is being accomplished by God within you. Keeping that in view, view the life as a great battlefield. In order to attain liberation, you must pass through this battle. And the battle has two sets of hostile armies. One is of the higher self, another is of the lower self. In storyline, Kauravas represented the lower self, Pandavas higher self. And that's being highlighted by Krishna. That all these warriors that you see before you, on your side and Kaurava side, they are all going to die in this battle. Energies needed for your lower self, they must die. Energies needed on the higher self for counteracting lower self, those energies also must die. So the army of the higher self and the army of the lower self, both are meant to be destroyed. All this needs to be understood by an aspirant in a profound way. And when we speak of higher self and lower self, let me remind you, the basis of the lower self is dushta chatushtaya. The basis of your personality is antah-karana chatushtaya, fourfold mind. Your mind, intellect, ego, and chitta. These are four aspects of your antah-karana. These four aspects turn against the higher self. Then they are called dushta chatushtaya, the wicked four. And that is allegorically brought in the Mahabharata. Shakuni is chitta. He constantly gambles. Karana is buddhi, impure intellect. Malin buddhi. Duryodhana is ego. And Dushasana is manas, mind, conscious mind. All these four constantly create deceptive plots against the Pandavas. And now the stage has developed for the Pandavas to fight the Kauravas in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So while I described the wicked four, let me point out to the divine four. Shishta chatushtaya. Yudhishthira is the chitta. Krishna is buddhi, intellect. The divine intellect that operates on the basis of inspiration and intuition. Bhima is manas, and Arjuna is ego. So on one side, you have Shishta Chatushtaya. On the other side, Dushta Chatushtaya. This is the division within your personality of higher self and lower self. And your life is a story of interaction between these two. And these two remain mixed up. So as long as they are mixed up, you continue to be trapped by the cycle of birth and death. But the moment you have become deeply interested in spiritual progress, mix-up stage will not be there. The higher self will continue to conquer the lower self. The lower self movement is like a short-circuited energy. Higher self movement is correction of short-circuited energy. In the end, there is victory, which means revelation. Brahman alone is. There is neither higher self nor lower self. Absolute self. Tasmat tvam muttishta yasho labhasva yitva shatrun bhunkva rajyam samriddham mayaivaite nihita purvameva nimitta matram bhava sabhyasachin. Therefore, O Arjuna, stand up and obtain fame, yasha. Stand-up term is allegorical. Otherwise, it's easy to attain enlightenment. When you withstand all the subtle philosophy of life, then you really stand. Withstand. trapped in dream world. When it says stand up, means wake up. And obtain fame, go viral. Who is most viral? God himself. Fame is yasha, Sanskrit word. And thereby, Krishna is pointing to godly state, Bhagavan. Whenever we say Bhagavan, Bhaga relates to 6 great attributes. And by saying Bhagavan, you are pointing to all these 6. What are those 6? Aishwarya, lordliness, dharma, dharma that brings victory, yasha, popularity, fame, Shri, wealth. Understand, it's a spiritual wealth. Jnana, wisdom. Vairagya, dispassion. Your soul is equipped with all the 6 because soul is essentially Bhagavan. So, if you want to be really successful, yasho labhasva, realize your divine nature. And by pointing out to yasha, all 6 are implied. Another point is implied, grow in the image of God, because they're essentially divine. And the image of God, God is all powerful. If you attain God realization, you understand that you are nothing, you are zero. God is your essential reality. But in the Godward movement, your personality will enjoy these divine attributes in different proportions. You will enjoy Aishwarya, a kind of power radiating from your personality. If you don't understand it, then it makes you inflated with ego. If you understand it, it makes you humble. But there's a divine presence in every individual that expresses as Aishwarya. It's kind of an aura of a divine personality. Dharma, everyone's root purpose is to follow the paths of dharma, ethical value of life, which means be good in a profound way. So good that the good loses its O, God. And there can't be anything more awesome than that. Yasha, go viral. God alone is permeating the entire universe. And that God is your I am. Shri, all the prosperity of all types. Jnana, absolute wisdom. Vairagya, absolute detachment. The sky is absolutely detached from all the clouds, and all the clouds do. This is the goal of life. Verse 34. Dronam cha bhishmam cha jayadratham cha karnam tathanyanapi yodaviran maya hatanstam tvam jahima vyathishta yudhyasva jetasi rane sapatnan. Destroy Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna. and other brave warriors who have been already killed by me. Arjuna's mind was under so much distress that the project of the battle that was coming before him, how could he handle it? The battling against the Kauravas meant fighting Drona, whom they loved so much and adored. He was their guru. Destroying Bhishma, who was their grandfather, as well as there are other great heroes who were difficult to handle, difficult to be destroyed. When you see a project before you with all that impossible tasks, the mind comes under terrible stress. The solution of that stress is to understand that all that you are planning to do, God has already done it. And He's waiting for you to play. Act out what God has played it. So therefore, don't live with the pressure of stress, but live with the pressure of divine love. And that's not a pressure, with the blessing of divine love. Gaining more insight, Drona refer to ritualistic aspect of spirituality, and you have to outgrow it. Bhishma refers to chitta, the entire chitta movement. But the entire chitta has to ultimately subside. Jayadrasa relates to moha, strength of moha, strength of infatuation. Karana represents malina buddhi, impure intellect. These are all great warriors. So your life has a terrible challenge. All these warriors have to be fought with. But this whole challenge becomes light. That is not you who are fighting. God is fighting. Do not be terrified by fear. Fight. You are bound to attain victory in this battle. Estoy luchando. People generally say they are fighting. But fight in a profound way is this Godward movement, integral yoga in daily life. And that fight is based on inspiration and intuition. It's like a lion that roars and fights away all jackals and rabbits and all little animals. I'm speaking allegorical language. The lion roars, then all become quiet. So that type of bravery has to be awakened in your heart. And that awakening is by melting in God. As long as you are separated from God with egoistic identity, that's what the state of jivahood is. You are a soul defined by your ego. Then you are separated from God. And you practice yoga in order to be united with God. In order to have that union, fight. Fight means practice integral yoga in daily life. Fight means doing your duty, kartabhya. Every day duty is present before you, and your intellect, if you are pursuing the yoga path, your intellect is inspired by God's presence. Inspired by God. When you turn your attention to performing duty, the process called doing kartavya, performing your duty. Performing your duty is fight. And this fight leads to the victory of dharma. Yato dharmas tato jaya. Your duty is towards fourfold fulfillment, four purposes of your life. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Ethical value, vital value. Ethical value, material value, vital value, and spiritual value. And with this I will be concluding. Om. Om. Ram, 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 Ram. Om Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for God's grace of Karunamaya Ras to shower over all of you with the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukumbha Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukh Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.